Hi everyone and welcome. This is Marcie Besecker. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I am recording a video for you and not live today because I am at a retreat, or I'm going to be. I'm obviously not now. I'm recording from home for you for when I'm away at retreat. So today I am going to create this really fun card. It is with the In Blooms. It's popped up some images on there, and I wanted to show you this set because it is so versatile. You have so many different things you can do. This picture shows you a little bit about my day on this day. I cut out a bunch of items. So switching over live, what I did is I created a bunch of items here. I cut them out. Some of them are DSP, like these, and then you flip them over and they are the patterns, and I'm going to show you that. Then I cut some out, which is cardstock. But look at all the fun stitched elements there are here. There are so many fun colors, and I kind of put those together. I was just playing with them, but look how many there are. So I just sat here one day, I was watching TV, and I was like, I know I want to start playing with this set. And so I just started cutting and cutting and cutting, and some were with the paper, some were not. So that is how I got those images. The only thing I didn't do is stamp and cut. The only thing I used in here were the sentiments. But you could stamp. So for example, we have this cute petal pink image here. This is from the designer series paper. Well, we could go in here and take this image, and let's see, I'm looking at the colors that we have, and I'm going to pull out Rococo Rose. And we could just stamp right in the middle of that image to give it a different look. We could pull out, let's see, let's pull out a flower here that might match up. And I don't know that they match up exactly, to be honest. I don't think they do. See, you can tell. Let's look at it this way. Let's look at the dies and the stamp set. This is what I really like about it. These flowers, this one might match up, but I don't think so. But look how many different flowers there are to how many stamp sets. Now, to dies. Now these are the papers I was using. This one might, nope. See, this one doesn't have the third little point on the tips of the flowers like that one. So that's a different flower. And so I'm just kind of looking at what's different. Now you could probably like take this flower and stamp that flower inside of it, but it is a different flower. And it looks like these are a little smaller. And then we have this one here, and I thought I saw another one on here. Let's see. Nope. So they kind of mix and match, and I like how these can just go in the centers of some of these other ones and give that image that we just did with that other flower here. So there's all kinds of stuff you can do with these flowers. So I picked out a few, but I want to show you a couple other tips I have with the flowers, and we're mainly using the die pieces that I've already cut. But I wanted to show you the designer series paper. So the designer series paper I've cut, of course, let it chop it. It's all in my box here. But these pieces are a lot of the designer series paper that I told you about, that I did. So when I tell you that these were here, that was probably like right there. Okay, and so pulling these out, this was probably, if you look on the back, one of the lighter green. Let's see, I'm going to pull, this was my card base we're going to use, so let me move that over. We're going to use this and cut out another green, but if you just look at all the paper you have in here, the back is paper, but I love this because you could cut out your images. Like this was a darker blue, so probably like this one right here. So these all came, this one came with probably another paper that had the larger light green. So there's a lot of images you could just use here, like I'm going to here. So I'm going to pull out this die. I want another one. Let's see what size mine are. I want one that's going this way. So I'm going to put this here, and if the stem pokes out a little, that's okay, because that's the part we tuck in, right? So I'm going to use my scissors and cut out this green, because this is all I need right now. We've already got everything else cut out, but I wanted to get another green. So my paper piece, I'm going to do the same one. So I'm just going to, so these are larger flowers, but I like the littler pattern. Let's see, I'm going to change it up a little bit. Just have to find it. So I like this little pattern maybe. No, I think I'm going to do the larger one. I think the little one might be a little busy. So we'll use this one. All right. Now I'm kind of changing my mind. Have to think. All right, so this one looks really busy to me. So I'm going to pull out a different one and kind of see those all look fairly busy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one, but I want to use, oh, maybe I already have it cut, that's why. Yeah, I want to use the pink and white stripe like I did on this one. So that's on the other side. You can kind of pick and choose what you want from the other side. So that's what we're going to use. All right, we have our green, we have our panel, which is this. So we'll move that over there, and we'll put these back. And I have all my little pieces. Now the other thing that I did is I chose my tasteful textile. Now this one I put twine on, but this one I cut out this cute little ribbon from the set, and I did some of the textile texture on there. I don't know if you could see it, but it just looks a little more realistic than just the paper that's all smooth. I wanted it to look a little more like a ribbon, so like a thread. So that's what I chose there. So I used this, and now let's just bring in our mini. I know it slides on this paper, but that's all right. We're just doing this one little cut. We're going to put this on here and run it through. I love this little mini machine. Look how cute this is. Close it up. Done. This video, the camera is at a different angle than normal because I just finished a video with a 3D project. I'm going to move you a little bit. With a 3D project, and I wanted to make sure it got in the screen, and I guess I should have adjusted it a little bit better and maybe even brought it back down. But now I'm afraid if I do that, I'm going to knock the thing over. So we'll just zoom you in a bit and we should be fine. All right, let's try that. All right, so now I have my extra green leaf that I wanted. I have some light ones like this, but I wanted a darker. So we did that. Just another tip on your dies, when I have so many like this, I like to put the larger items at the top, and that way I am not fearful that these little guys are going to slide off. Because if you notice, I love the way I store my dies, but you want to be careful, because when you have these in your bin and you're thumbing through looking for your dies, this up here, you don't want one to fall off. I like to make sure that they're secure in my pouch, and it goes up to here. So I feel these are secure, but if these little guys were up here, I would be concerned they would fall off. So I like to do that. All right, so that gives you the options. We've got the paper that we're using. So we have our, you can see on the other side, this is designer series paper. I used a lot of different leaves. Here's some of our flowers. Okay, so let's put those together. I'm going to pull out, this one is my piercing. You can tell it's all beat up. So this is my piercing one. I do have like a stamping one and different ones I use, but this one's definitely the one I have that's a little beat up. All right, so we're going to use, oh, I didn't put that away. I'm going to put that away now. This was from my last video on my scoreboard. Otherwise, it goes on the bottom right here. Otherwise, it will get lost. Okay, so I like to use the end of my piercing tool, or I could have used that score tool or something, but I just like to kind of break up my flowers just a little bit. Now on this card, the difference is I'm using cardstock here, whereas on this one I used the DSP right here. And then I used cardstock on the centers and some cardstock for flowers, whereas this one I'm using cardstock flowers, and I'm going to embellish these with a little more of the DSP look. So I like to just push that in a little bit. Now we have these flowers here, and I'm just going to lightly push those in. I'm going to add just a little dab of glue. I'm going to use my tweezers so I can kind of get them centered where I want them. Alright, we're just going to set those in there. And it's probably not exactly where I want it. It's going to sit for a minute and then I'll push it in. Let the glue kind of get tacky and not so wet. And then you can kind of push them in a little more. So we'll leave those there for now. And now I have these little tiny flowers. These are in the Rococo Rose, and again, these are on the back side of those circle DSP. So this is DSP and this is DSP, but the main flower is a cardstock. All right, so for these, I'm just going to use a glue dot. They're very little, but I'm going to stick them on here, and I'm not going to try and pull them off because the DSP is a little more delicate, and I don't want it to break. So I'm just going to make sure it's pushed on, and then I'm just going to slide it off with my pokey tool, or you could use your, I have two of these, and I love them. They have the perfect purpose. This end I could score with, or I could do this kind of stuff with it. I use this, of course, with my dies. I like the sticky thing on the end, and then this one is like a pokey tool. But I've had these for so long that I just love them. Look at them. They look like they've been used forever, and it's because they have. And I don't know. I think it's just I'm used to this size in my hand, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I was like, oh no, I lost my flower, but it's right here. So I've just used these for so long that I just continue using them. Okay, so there's our flowers. So we have our leaves. I think this one, let's see. So we can kind of look around in here. I also have that one. That one would be kind of fun. Maybe that one with this. Kind of add something different with this in the middle. Let's see. I think that would be fun. Let's do that. All right, so we're gonna just, I like to just put a little hole in the middle, like poke it in the middle just to give it a little dimension. And then this one, I'm just gonna roll the corners back just a little bit. All right, and again, we're gonna use a little bit of glue. Okay, I really don't need this anymore for now. All right, and now we're gonna take our blue one. And I like to offset it to where the points come out between the other leaves. So I like to do that. And then I'll put this one on a glue dot also. I love our glue dots. All right. All right, so there's that. So now we have our 3 different flowers. All right, so there's that part of our card. We are going to cut this down. This is our panel. Let's see, we need it inside of our card. This one. We'll add this to the bottom. So let's just do that. And it's just the same paper. I could have turned it over and used the, I'm noticing that that looks really crooked. So I'm going to pull that off. And we're going to remeasure because I don't like that. This will become our sentiment paper. Oh, I think I might have our sentiment done, but that's okay. Let me find our paper. All right. I think I am going to use the stripes. So again, this is my Love It, Chop It. I'm just going to do it at 1 inch. So that'll be our inside. All right. Now let's do this. And I'm going to do it this way. Oh, my dog is growling. I swear my dog knows when the little dogs next door are outside. Could be my husband coming home, but he did go into the office today, but I kind of doubt that. Kind of early still. All right, so that will be the inside. So we can go ahead and adhere that while we have it here. Okay, but the fun thing about this set is if you buy the stamp set and the dies, and I don't have the price off the top of my head, everything will be linked, but the paper pack is free. It's one of the first items inside the mini celebration. It's called In Blooms, or that's called Paper Blooms, and it goes with the In Blooms stamp set, and it all coordinates. So let's see. I want this flower on the top right hand side, so we are going to cut this at 5 1/4, and I'm going to cut the bottom, and I want that at 4, and that is already at 4, duh, because I cut my paper down to 6x4 for my beloved Chop It. All right, I am going to get a piece of Old Navy. Let's see. So I know I've showed you guys this before, I think, but this is how I keep my paper next to me in my desk, and you're going to notice I'm way behind on filling this up. My goals when I return from my trip, but I like to put my, this should not be in there because it's a weird size, but these are all quarter panels. So of course I go to my Night of Navy, and there's none there. So what I do is I'll grab a piece, because I have plenty of the regular sheets on the shelf. I will cut this down. So I will do our piece here like this. Sometimes I put this back on the shelf for a card base, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and cut this at the quarter so I can put them in my drawer. And I will need this piece here to cut my little panel that I was talking about. So I'm finding my Night of Navy. There. Now I have 3 more pieces in there to use when I need them. And I'm going to cut this. I think this is 1.5. So let me make sure. No, this is 1. And so this needs to be 1.25. Alright, so cut that up 1.25. We're going to adhere this. It goes edge to edge, you'll notice, so we're going to go ahead and adhere this. I like to go close to the edge over here. Make sure if I didn't get it all the way to the edge. And now I like to take this and line it up. It just helps me kind of try to make it even top and bottom. I think I did 1/8 of an inch on that one maybe, but that's okay. Alright, so now we're going to take our panel. Same thing. I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to use liquid, so I have a little room to wiggle. So you see it's not super thick. Hold your paper in place. Kind of eyeball where you want this. I'm going to go right here on this line right here. And then right there. Okay, so that's where I want it. Now I can trim anything. I know on this side it is a slightly, very slightly over, because my DSP was just a little longer than my panel on the back, but I wanted it that way so I make sure I get them lined up on the paper. Alright, so now that is done. So now what I did is I took this and I wrapped it around the panel, so you can see that the twine goes all the way around, but I really want to use my little bow here, and I'm kind of wrinkling it up on purpose. Like I said, it ran through the embossing folder, and so it's a little more flexible than just, let me see if I have, no, I think I did them all, because look, I did a bunch of bows. I even did like different colors. Let's see, here we are. So I did all these bows, so a bunch of the colors that are in, but I really like the crumb cake because it's more of the neutral, natural kind of look of a bow, and it matches everything. So no matter what I choose, it's going to match. So I glued these. I did not put dimensions on them. I kind of stayed within the paper, and I'm not going to put the twine around because I want to use this little guy. but we need to get our sentiment. And I think there's some paper. I cut out a bunch of these, not a whole bunch, but I did have one already stamped, I thought. Let me see what I have. So here's a bunch that I did. Oh, here we are. Congrats, you're so fancy now. I thought that was really cute. I have a friend, her and her husband actually both just retired. So I thought this would be so cute. Congrats, you're so fancy now. And then on the inside, I'll put on your retirement because I just thought that was funny. All right, so I think we're gonna do, once I put the first flower in, then I kind of try to figure out what I'm gonna do with the others, because I'm gonna get the bow on here. So let's definitely do that. But I'm gonna put this on with a dimensional. So I'm going to take a tiny one here, one of the little minis, and put it right on the back of the bow, right in the middle of the bow, because we're going to put stuff around it and under it and everything. I want this to kind of go like right there. All right. And we can tuck what little part here shows. Just tuck it under. All right. And I think I'm going to take a leaf and put it there. So I think I'm not going to use dimension. Well, maybe I will on this one. So let's do dimensions on this one. I like to at least pop some of them out with dimension. The leaves are kind of layered and kind of fluffy already, so I don't want to do too much. This is DSP, so I like to add dimensions on it because it needs some more stability than just regular cardstock. It's just a little more delicate. So I like to make sure that it's gonna stay. I'm gonna tuck that in and have that come out there. And I think at this point we're gonna add our next flower and this flower. So let's do this one. So just add your glue right there. I think I'm going to put a dimensional on this one just to pop it up a little bit. It's smaller and a different color. It's lighter. I just kind of want to make sure that it's not hidden. And now our sentiment we will pop up also, and I think we can just, I want it not necessarily in the middle of this because I want to see the stripes. This is a very big flower, so we can kind of come up a little bit, but I want to tuck it a little under the flowers too. So I'm going to put 4 on just to give it security. I know I've said this before when I do videos without doing lives and chatting with you guys, but it's not as fun. I have to say it is not as fun. I prefer doing lives and chatting with you guys. All right, so there's that. Now let's fill in our leaves. Where do our leaves go? So I have this leaf, and I had a small one. What did I do with it? Okay, put that in there. All right, well, let's find one. I thought I had one. Ah, there it is. All right, so what I try to do is assume like that these larger leaves are coming off of the larger flowers, and then this little leaf, or maybe even we could do, so that's what I like about having all of these here. We could do like this leaf, you know, just a completely different leaf altogether, probably coming off down here, just to kind of fill that in. And there's another skinny one in here. Let me see if I can find it. Or we could even do like these lighter ones too. Let's take that out and put this in. I kind of like that. But I still want this little 2-leaf in here too as some filler. So we'll put that in here. And I might come up with a couple more too. Well, let's put this one over here. This one's not adhered, we have to remember. So we're just going to add glue. So now what I like is I have all this stuff done, and now we can just kind of pick and choose where we want to put these items. And it's just to fill it. You may not see it everywhere. It may not be where you want it. Now this darker green leaf is going to look kind of out of place. So we're going to add another. Okay, we just need to add one, and then I'm just going to kind of anchor it in with some glue. And we'll just add this up here. Right there. And then I'm going to pull another green leaf. And if you can't find one that you did, which I found this one, and I think this is fine. You can always cut off, like if you have these, you can always cut some of these off. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I am going to cut here, because we can use that on something different. All right. So I'm just going to add that brighter green in. And all the details will be on the blog of my colors that I used. All right, so the blog is scheduled to post too. Although when I say, you know, post it at, I don't know if this is going to be on a Tuesday or a Sunday, or what day this is going to post, but it's weird because on YouTube I can choose my zone, my Pacific time, but on my blog, or vice versa, I can't remember. One of them doesn't ask me, so I'm like, well, and I know one time my stuff went out at the wrong time, but it'll be out there, so you guys will see it. All right, so I think that's good, except this dimensional thing. All right, so of course we still have something very important to add, but I like to do that after it's on. That's one of the things that I do once it's on. I'm still using the same glue that's running out because I know there's still some there. And I'm going to add a little on my little leaf so it stays, because that was flat. All right, we're going to add this on here. Okay, this leaf is a little long, so I'm just slightly bending it. It has a little bit of glue on it, and now it's right in the right spot. Now the other thing I want to do, not lose my little pieces here, is our rhinestones. I think the rhinestones add so much to this card. All right, so we are going to put the little rhinestones in the middle of the flowers. That's number one. Oops. All right, there's another one. I mean, this just adds so much with this pretty rhinestones. Okay, so that's 3. And I'm going to add 4 more because it's just such a fun card. So I'm going to do a large and a medium right here. I'm going to add a medium like over here and another medium up in here. So there we go. Cute, cute, fun. I love the background. I love that it's all just coordinated with colors. 3 of the main flowers is good. Add all the leaves that you want. It's a filler. In fact, you know what I'm going to do with those 2 little ones that we pulled out is I am going to add little dimensionals, because now I'm seeing a spot that I kind of wish I would have done. And so I'm going to pull it off, and I'm going to lift this and just have it kind of coming out right there. So it just, and it's still a very flat, I mean, it's still a very flat card, but it just looks so pretty. The twine just looks like it's inside. We could take this one right here and add it right on the bow, I think. Maybe what we should have done is put the one on the bow and not put it down here. And I think I'll just add this one right here. There. So the sparkle just adds a lot, doesn't it? And then there you go. And I know you guys saw my bag, the 2 bags that I did just recently, today actually, but when you see this, it'll be the following week. But how cute would it be with this card, and we take one of our papers, there's 2 different papers that are close to the same, and create the cutest bag to go with it, and then make that a gift. Isn't that cute? So anyway, there's a thought. And actually, I was just thinking I needed something for a gift, and I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take one of these cards and make a gift bag, because I do have more of this free paper from my celebration, and I'm going to create a cute little gift set to go with the gift that I have, and use up one of my cards. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I miss you guys. I know I'm going to be gone. I just talked with you guys on my last video, but I'm going to be gone a week. I can't believe it. So I will be posting. I will be available. I will have my laptop. I will have my phone. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm getting my hair cut on Thursday. So by the time you see this, my hair will be cut. I'm letting it grow. I'm just cutting my bangs so I can see, because it's ridiculous. Anyway, have a fantastic week. Let me know if you have any questions. So what I would love for you guys to do is below, can you come back and comment, or I guess you don't have to come back because I'm not live. If you can comment and let me know what TV series you guys are watching right now. I am watching one that I'm loving, and I will tell you that in my next video. It's an old one. It's an old one, and I'm really enjoying it. So I will share that with you in my next video. I have another one planned. So you might get more than just the, was it 2? I live Tuesday, Sunday, just 2. So I think you're going to have 3 videos while I'm gone. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.